Custom variables are user-defined variables. There are two types of them. First is normal custom variable, and the second is custom formula variable. You can reach the complete list of custom variables, defined in your post processor, on the Custom Variables tab. Normal custom variables are like shells, you do not define any value inside them. They only get their values inside scripts, user-defined events, and from configuration variables. Formula variables are special custom variables. And in addition to the three alternatives listed above, they can also get their values, with the formulas defined in themselves. Here is an example of custom formula variable, and here is the formula defined in itself. As you may have already understood, the F sign denotes formula variables. And the ones that have no F sign are normal custom variables. If you want, you can also define your own custom variables by using these two buttons here. Let's look at one of these custom variables now. By clicking on the custom variables here, you can open their editing tab. As you can see, there are 4 parameters here. And if you have not been using this variable yet, in any words, scripts, formula variables, or as condition, then you can edit all its parameters. Before talking about these parameters in detail, let's show how to create a new custom variable of normal type. Clicking this button will create a new custom variable. And as you can see, same 4 parameters appear on the edit page. The first one of these parameter is the name. You can give any name you want to your custom variable. Second parameter is the value. Value here actually is something that we don't use very often. This parameter allows you to set the initial value of the variable. However, we recommend using this parameter only when you do not change its value inside postprocessor. If you assign a different value to this variable inside the postprocessor, this value will be lost forever. Even if you close and restart your postprocessor, instead of the value you defined here, the last assigned value will be stored inside this variable. Third parameter is the explanation. You can shortly write a small explanation about your variable. The last and the most important parameter here is the data type. You should define the data type of your custom variable, and there are 4 alternatives: Boolean, string, integer, double. If you are familiar with software programming, you are already aware what these are used for. Boolean type variables only store 2 information: either true or false. True means 1, and false means 0 in software programming. This means that Boolean type variables are special integer variables, which can only get 1 or 0 values. String variable, which is also called alphanumeric or character variable, has values that are treated as text. Integer type variables, as obvious from its name, only gets integer values. And lastly, double type is used for real numbers with decimals. For instance, if you will use your custom variable to store the active tool number, you can create an integer type variable. If you want to use your custom variable to store a G code, like G5P2, then you should select your variable type as string. If you want to use your variable to store the first z-axis motion of an operation, you should use double type variable. And lastly, if you want to use your custom variable as a condition, like isRot10, you should create it as a Boolean type variable. Here, you can also see the automatic naming of variables inside Monospos Developer. For instance, when you create a variable named as isRot10, you will call this variable in the formula variables or scripts by writing var custom isRot10. However, when you use this variable to define a condition, you will use it with the name you've given it. By using Boolean variables, you can create sub-commands. Cases in events, in other words, sub-events. Or you can directly use Boolean types inside formula variables or scripts. You can even use Boolean variables to create a new operation type in the operation tree. We use Boolean type variables very often in Monospost Developer. Watch the video, How to Use Boolean Type Variables, to learn more about that.